I think that deep down, like, he knew that we were going to be able to be good because we know each other. Like, we knew everybody in the clubhouse. We knew how good we worked together. Like, we kind of figured our identity pretty quick.
Jarren Duran of the Boston Red Sox coming off a pretty fun night. Jarren, great to have you on the show. And we picked perfect timing. We had this lined up for several days. We just kind of had a feeling you were going to be Mr. Walk-Off on Celtics night. So how was it?
It was an unbelievable experience, honestly. It was my first one, so it was surreal. But, especially having the Celtics stick it out the whole time, that was super cool.
Well, it's good to see you, bro. Last time I saw you, man, we were up in Port St. Lucie dominating the competition, man. Talk
Absolutely.
a little bit about that experience with Team USA, and hopefully some guys helped you along the way as we worked through that whole process.
Man, I can't even imagine. Those days were so fun, especially having you and Matt Kemp there. Like, those are some awesome moments. Like, it was kind of surreal to have you guys there with us, especially when you made Matt Kemp jump on the table in the locker room because he said he had no hops. He almost fell over trying to get on the table. But honestly, even though we were playing in Florida, I felt like we were on the road. I mean, those fans travel so well, but like all that shit talking that we were able to do against those teams, and they were chirping us. Like, those are some moments I'm never gonna forget.
Jarren, speaking of moments you're never going to forget, is that the best game of your big league career last night? Is that like the one game you look back and say, damn, I kind of did it all? And then you had the walk-off, big comeback. Is that the best game you think you've played or the most memorable game you've had as a big leaguer so far?
It's definitely up there for the walk-off, but I think the most memorable is probably when we played in Toronto last year. I think I was 5 for 5 with 4 doubles. So, like, having the 4 doubles in a game was pretty fun.
How about Cora last night saying that was the best atmosphere he's seen since 2021? Is that the best atmosphere you've seen? Because I know Fenway had energy when we were in COVID, and there was no fans in the stands. So what was that energy like last night?
So when we played the Yankees in the wild card, and Schwarber hit that homer off of Cole, I've never heard a stadium so loud. But I was also in the dugout. So playing on the field yesterday, that was probably the loudest I've been on the field playing when the fans were going crazy like that. So that was definitely one of the loudest I've been a part of.
Hey, let's get back to the Red Sox for a moment here. Did you expect to be at this point with the ball club? And I'll kind of put a little context towards this question. We all remember one of the leaders, one of the big boys, franchise players, Rafael Devers, before the season started, kind of voicing that he wasn't pleased with the way the offseason went down. And I know Rafi for years. He's not the biggest talker in the world. So when he does talk, everyone's like, oh, whoa, let's pay attention. So what did you think about what he said then and where you're at now?
Yeah, I mean, as a big guy like him, like, he knows what the org what we need as a team. But I think that deep down, like, he knew that we were going to be able to be good because we know each other. Like, we knew everybody in the clubhouse. We knew how good we worked together. Like, we kind of figured our identity pretty quick of, like, how everybody goes about their work. Like, there wasn't a single guy in that locker room that wasn't working every single day to be better. And we all learned that pretty quick. And we're like, oh, like, we can definitely get the ball rolling here. I just think that was some early frustration because, like, he's an older guy. Like, he's a vet. He's expressed his feelings towards the front office, and he felt like maybe they didn't listen to him. So that's probably what he was coming from there.
2022, bud. You went through some struggles a little bit, and I know I've been through it before. I know everybody on this panel has been through it before in the baseball world. You wrote some stuff. You got some wrist tape without saying the word. F them. You got some stuff that you like to look at to remind yourself how good you are and that you're a beast, bro. And that mental side of it that not many people understand that, baseball players go through. Can you talk a little bit about, what you went through, how you got out of it, and, what you're doing today because you're dominating today. And I think the mental part is a big part of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we all know how humbling this game could be. And I was just looking at every negative thing that somebody could say about me. I was telling myself how bad I was every single day, telling myself I don't deserve to be here, like I don't belong here. And it just kind of took me in the off season to like look in the mirror and be like, "Hey man, like do you want to be here anymore? Like do you want to play baseball?" Like, and I went down a pretty dark path, but like I came out on top and had some close people with me, and I told myself like I can do this, man. Like I believe in myself enough where I can try and do this. So it obviously still to this day it's a grind. It's we have our ups and downs, but it's just going through it and just trying to like love yourself, man. Honestly, like that's still something I struggle with today is being proud of myself and telling myself that I'm worth being here. But it's been a struggle, but I'm coming out on top. I've figured out some things that I need to do. I got really good teammates, coaches, family, friends, like a bunch of people supporting me, so that's always a good thing.
I got to go back to one thing you said about about Rafi. You said Rafi is one of the old guys, one of the older guys here. You do realize that you're actually older than him, right? Like, if we're putting it in context, I just want to make sure you know when his birthday is.
Dude, I still surprises me every day. I look at that guy, I'm like, this fucking guy, man. He's been here and in the league for so long. He's fucking younger than me. Are you shitting me? But I
He
mean, I
is.
swear, every time he does something like yesterday, he fell into the righty's batter's box and hit a homer. I was like, this guy was made in a fucking factory. This is unbelievable. Like,
That,
I say that every day to our coaching staff. I'm like, it's not fair, dude. This guy was made in a factory. Like, we can't do what he does.
I want to ask you about that swing that he took, where he fell into the other batter's box and hit it to the moon. Like, I don't even understand. Like, you're watching that live. I watched it on TV, and I was just like, it made my son. We were both watching it together. It made him go, "Oh, is there anything else that this guy like does that you're like, oh, like maybe we should talk about this."
Yeah, I mean, I was on base, so I didn't see him fall into the righty's batter's box until I scored, and then everybody's like, "Bro, did you see Rafi's dismount? It was crazy." I'm like, "Well, he just do like his normal flip," and then I go in the cage, and they showed me on the iPad that he fell all the way in the righty's batter's box. Could have walked behind the umpire, and then did his little carita bat flip. But I mean, that guy's just an absolute freak. Like, we'll be hitting balls in the cage, and I feel like I'm hitting it good, getting like 100 exit velo. He'll come in there, first swing of the day, wham, 114. I'm like, all right, I don't even know why I'm doing this anymore. There's guys like him out there doing this in the league. Like, this is just pissing me off.
Hey, before we move on, remember we got kids on the show. We got to be careful with the f-bombs. We're not at the bar, all right, big doggy.
This is why I texted you. Am I going to have to censor myself here?
My bad. I'll own up to that one.
The NASCAR announcement continues here. You do not want to miss the epic weekend in Chicago. You can get your tickets now at NASCARchicago.com, but you can also see FT doing a special show on the weekend, either if you're there or you can watch it, of course, on our YouTube channel that you're looking at right now. But AJ will be there with Kipnis and Alana. I think we're starting to find out some guests too, right? You're going to get at least a couple drivers in there, some baseball fan related drivers, I'm hearing.
Really?
Yeah. I've got
Great.
some names. I don't think
Isn't there a White Sox driver and an MLB driver? I thought the White Sox sponsored the car at one point. Yeah, they did at one point. I don't know if they still do.
That would be cool. So yeah, we'll have quite a few guests for you guys for that little show we're doing. 11 a.m. Central Time on Sunday, July 7th. It'll be Alana Rizzo. It'll be AJ. It'll be Kip. Again, tickets at NASCARchicago.com.
Give me another player on your team, Tristan Cassis. When we played together again in USA, give me a funny story about him, because this guy, he is an absolute clown. He doesn't care about much. He just goes out there and does whatever the heck he wants. Talk a little bit about him and just the way he just does his thing, man. What is up with that dude?
Dude, he's like the definition of like, he doesn't care what other people think. He's going to do his own thing because he knows what gets him better. like, I mean, we saw from Team USA, but like how he always lays out in the sun. He's got to get his vitamin D in, get some sun in, and then he's always got his foodies. He loves to make his salads, his steaks. He loves to cook it up. And then in spring training, like this is like this is like what really impresses me about him is like he hurt his ankle. I think it was last year or so, or a couple years ago. And then in spring training, he had like this toe, like this little toe thing that wraps around his toes, and he like works on his ankle with it. It's like it looks like one of those sticky hands that you throw that kids throw and stick.
Yes.
It looks like
Yeah.
one of those, but it like goes through his toes, and he's like, "Yeah, so if I bend it this way, it works my ankle this way, and if I go this way, it works it this way. So I'm protecting it, making it stronger." And I'm just sitting there like amazed because he does so much research, but we have our own medical staff, but he's still so smart on his own program that he goes and does his own research on how to be stronger and better. And then like when he hurt his oblique, he goes, "Yeah, it was like a car accident happened inside me." And I was like,
You got to know him, bro.
like
He's crazy.
like that's what they said. But like just the way you know how he says stuff, like it just made me laugh so hard. Like I was like, I swear I'm not laughing at you, but just the way you say there's a car accident that happened inside it just had to make me chuckle.
Jarren, I know you're not going to want to talk about this, but have you booked your tickets to Arlington yet for the All-Star game? Because there's no way that you should not be an All-Star with your numbers and what you've done and what you've meant to the Red Sox.
No, actually, I haven't. I mean, I always talk to my mom and dad about it, like, because they're gonna come if I make it, and we just kind of like, it's kind of like this positive thing we always tell to each other, like, oh, like they were in Cincinnati, and like when I said bye, I was like, oh, see you in Texas, like, not trying to be like cocky or anything, but just like being that positive mindset, which also comes with the mental health part of it, like just speaking positive to yourself, and especially to my parents who love me and would do anything for me, just speaking that like positive stuff into the world is like a big thing.
You are you're I saw your maturation and your like physical change when I was working for the Red Sox in the minor leagues for like a quick second when you were your first year up and down there. But then I saw pictures of your dad, and I have boys, and I'm like, everybody made a big deal about how big and jacked your dad is. I used to think, okay, like you're trying to catch up to your dad, but now I think you're actually pushing your dad based on how you look, because he doesn't ever want to be passed by you. Is this true or false?
Yeah, I mean, some people start to tell him like, "Hey, Jaren's catching you," and he's like, "No, no, 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 I don't think so. No." He just, I mean, I don't want to admit it, and I know he's not going to admit it, but I feel like I'm catching him. But I feel like the real person in the house is my brother. That guy is built like an ox. That guy is. I can't work out with that guy. He's too strong for me.
Hey, I've got a question in the chat here. Comic Thing said, question for Durant. Can you ask him about the big three in AA? Roman Anthony, Meyer, and Teal. Have you gotten to spend time with those guys?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love those three guys. I remember whenever we'd go back up games with them, like they were just such a class act and just freak athletes, dude. Like the kids that are coming up, like and doing this out of high school and college are like absolute specimens. Like when I was in high school, I wasn't doing what Marcel Mayer was doing. Like that guy's an absolute stud. And Teal, well, you guys don't know, he is also a DJ, and I guess he had a DJ session in Florida. I didn't get to go to it because we had a game, but I guess he's a DJ. You guys might have to hit him up and ask him about that.
Oh,
okay.
That's for me.
Okay.
That's good homework for me. I'm going to work on that with Teal. On it. I'm in that world. All right. I got a question for you now. Let's go a month later from where we are now. It's the trade deadline. Are you expecting the Red Sox to support the staff front office wise, and have the players been talking about that? Like, hey, this is a wild card contender. Regardless of what was thought about going into the season, we're in this thing. We would like some help, especially, if help is necessary. I know usually on a player, hey, we love what we've got, but, when you win the World Series, you usually added a piece or two. So do you expect that?
Honestly, I haven't heard a lot of chatter about it. Usually you like hear it now and then, like, oh, we should do this or we should do that. Like, honestly, like this year, I haven't heard any talks about it, like within guys or anything thinking about it. So, like, honestly, like we're just gonna keep the ball rolling. I mean, like if they're gonna make moves, like, hey, like the best thing that we could do as players is just be like, all right, here we go. Like we'll support whatever they do, and we're gonna roll with it. But I think we're good right now. We're moving as a team and we're playing really good together. But we can never like judge what they're gonna do or the moves they're gonna make. We can only just be the best that we can be, and whatever they add, we'll be happy with.
Hey, do you have a comp or somebody that you looked up to? I know when I was reading about you, Cora said, you're built like a Grady Sizemore. Pedroia used to use an Ellsbury comp. What do you like?
I mean, personally, I thought of Pedroia as like my biggest role model because I didn't grow till like my senior year of high school. Like I was like 5'4", 5'6", like played second base, like always had to work harder than everybody, and like obviously watching Pedroia play and learning his story and how he always has that dog in him about he's the best player on the field. Like I really took that to heart. Like, hey man, like I gotta be twice as hard working as everybody. Like I can't let anybody outwork me. Like if they outwork me, what do I have against them? So like I always took that mentality. And like I still play like I'm the smallest guy in the field. Like I feel like I always gotta work the hardest. I always gotta play the hardest and just do everything above and beyond to catch up to everybody else.
I love that. And the respect level is sky high, obviously, from your peers, from these guys, from the fans right now. So keep doing your thing. Perfect timing to have you on after the walk-off. And just like you said, we'll see you in Texas because we'll all be there too. We'll see you in Texas for that All-Star game. Keep doing your thing. Thanks, Jarren.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.